Hey guys, this is Ian from ppcian.com with another exciting digital marketing video. Today I'm going to discuss takeovers, homepage takeovers, on big websites like Yahoo, MSN, and AOL. These are the golden opportunity within digital marketing. They cost a lot of money, they're a big deal, and I'm going to discuss these takeovers and how they're still relevant to your business in 2015 and beyond. I wanted to first, however, thank my sponsor RocketClicks for sponsoring the ppcian YouTube channel, my digital marketing academy here on YouTube, and also my blog. So please go ahead, check out RocketClicks. They are one of the most amazing digital marketing agencies around. I've been friends with these guys for many years. I even spoke at their YPO event in Wisconsin. They are awesome, and you can find out more about RocketClicks on my blog, ppcian. So let's jump right into it. Takeovers. I'm talking about homepage takeovers here. What are they? A takeover is typically the event where someone will run a masthead, a big advertisement across the top of a major homepage portal on the internet like Yahoo, MSN, or AOL. In the days of programmatic advertising, which are really popular right now, most people aren't thinking about takeovers anymore. They're thinking about programmatic and how can I show up in the moment with remnant inventory for specific people who have been to my website and show up really in an algorithmic manner. A takeover is really the antithesis of programmatic. It's an old school way of doing things. It's really reserving that guaranteed inventory, and it's taking over a homepage and really showing up in front of anyone who comes to that homepage. I am here to argue that homepage takeovers are still incredibly relevant today and beyond. So who could a homepage takeover be relevant for? Well, seasonal businesses especially. If you have a particular day of the year where you do a lot of sales, you're not going to get enough inventory through paid search and programmatic. You need more inventory. You want to show up in front of as many people as possible on your deadline day. This is a great opportunity for you. I'm talking about businesses like flowers, for example. If Valentine's Day is a big deadline for you, those homepage takeovers, you will oftentimes see those flower companies going crazy on Yahoo and other major portals around Valentine's Day. I'm talking about Q4 sensitive industries, such as those in product shopping who are selling products for, around the holidays. Homepage takeovers make a lot of sense for those businesses. I'm talking about tax businesses where you have that April 15th tax deadline. You want to show up in the days around that deadline so people take advantage of your tax services. Homepage takeovers are for you. So oftentimes a homepage takeover is very relevant for a highly polarized, a highly seasonal business. However, it could also make sense just for a business that appeals to a lot of people. For example, there aren't necessarily any deadlines around getting a mortgage, but anyone who is a homeowner in the United States, for example, has a mortgage. So if you're running a homepage takeover on Yahoo, your offer is going to be very appealing to those consumers. So homepage takeovers, even though the mortgage industry isn't quite as cyclical as the tax industry, for example, could make a ton of sense for your business. And especially if you can get a good deal on the homepage takeovers, maybe buy it on a remnant basis on days that go unsold. So how are these homepage takeovers work? Well, they're negotiated, so you need to have a sales representative at one of the major portals who will help you through the process. And typically what you do is you sign an IO, an insertion order. You reserve that inventory in advance. Now, in my experience, you can back out of a homepage takeover if you need to. So typically there's an out clause. Maybe it's 30 days, maybe it's 90 days, where you can give them advance notice and say, look, I'm not going to be able to move forward. So it's important when you're negotiating your IOs, you're negotiating your takeovers, to have that language in place that protects your company. Because look, things change, and when you're spending hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars for one day of advertising on the homepage of Yahoo, for example, if something changes drastically in your business, you want a way out of that. So just be certain when you're signing the contract, when you're signing the IO, that you have that language in place. How else do homepage takeovers work? Well, keep in mind that this is something that's been around forever. So the big advertisers out there, they know this, and they've been doing these takeovers for a long time. So if you're the new person in town and you want to start doing takeovers, make sure to reserve your inventory in advance. Many of the companies that are doing takeovers now actually have their inventory reserved already. Some of them even have contracts that may be in perpetuity with some of the big players, some of the big portals that lock out certain days that are really important to them. So always plan in advance. Make sure that you reserve your inventory in advance as much as possible, because if you wait until the last minute, or if even not till the last minute, if you wait until you're even somewhat close to the date you want, you may not get it. So I am telling you, and this is difficult at some larger companies where the budgeting process may not even be done yet, try to get special budget. Try to work outside of the budget process. If you can reserve your inventory even a year or more in advance, do it. Now, sometimes you can't even do that because the portals, the search engines themselves don't even open up the inventory yet, until a certain point, but do what you can to reserve it in advance. So how else do these takeovers work? Well, let's talk about creative. There are many different pricing options on the Yahoo homepage, for example. You can run a really flashy, dynamic creative. You've probably seen this with some of the flowers companies where they're showing almost a carousel of options on the flowers that you can buy for Valentine's Day. So that's a really advanced integration. You can run a static masthead. You can even run just a simple takeover that's the simple, not a masthead even. You can just have maybe a right rail square or skyscraper, for example, as part of your takeover. Personally, if you're going to do a takeover and you're going to spend all the money, there's price differentiation between all these options. But look, the base price just to play the game is expensive. I would go ahead and leverage the best creative. Why not go with the masthead at a minimum? And even better, try to make it a dynamic masthead or a interactive masthead. If you're going to be spending all the money to do this, definitely make sure to have the best possible creative, because you're going to get the best yield on your investment in that case. How else do takeovers work? Well, you can typically do a full day takeover or a split day takeover, or also known as half day takeover. Full day, obviously, you've got the whole day locked up on the search engine. Split day, typically the search engine will throttle you 50-50 with someone else. Typically the impressions will cycle throughout the day, so it's not like you just have the morning hours and someone else has the end of the day, afternoon, and end of the day hours. It's typically throughout the full day, and it's a true traffic split. So something else to keep in mind: do you want a full day? Do you want a split day? If you're just starting out testing and you don't know if this channel is going to work for you, I recommend going ahead and testing with a split day. How else do these homepage takeovers work? Well, don't just restrict yourself to the homepage. On Yahoo, for example, and other major portals, they also have a login page. Login page, in my opinion, is really cool because you not only have a masthead like you have on the homepage, or you don't have that at all. What you do is you take over the entire page. So everything behind that login box is your creative. You have a huge creative, and if the consumer clicks anywhere on the page outside of that login box where they're going to log in, they're going to your website. So I love login page takeovers. I think pairing a login page with a home page is great. I think if you're just starting out, you may want to test a login page or even a split day login page before you graduate to a full day login page, and then potentially even a home page. So just keep that in mind. The login page is typically cheaper in terms of budget, and it is a great alternative to homepage takeovers on major search engines. So just a few thoughts here about the takeovers. I think they are highly relevant in digital marketing in 2015 and beyond, and even in the days of programmatic advertising. Look, the premium inventory on the internet, the sites that are going to convert the absolute best for you have such scale, so much scale, that if you are a cyclical business, you are polarized, you have that seasonality, I highly recommend testing the takeover strategy, even if programmatic is the core of how you do your display advertising. Now, one closing tip here on measurement: if you're running homepage takeovers, login page takeovers, understand how you're going to measure those takeovers. The search engines like Yahoo, they can help you. They can actually provide pixels on your site, and you can see how the takeovers did on both a click-through basis and also a view-through basis as well. So the takeovers, obviously, on a view-through basis are amazing. So this is ppcian. This is my Digital Marketing Academy here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. There's more on the way. And I just wanted to thank you for watching, and once again thank my sponsor, Rocket Clicks. I will see you guys in the next video.